I wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone who has been reading and posting about Don't Look for Me. And I am so thrilled to have new readers who are asking me about my other books. So here is a quick look at my backlist. My very first thriller is called All Is Not Forgotten. This is the story of a teenage girl whose memory of a violent crime is altered with a new drug therapy. The story is narrated by Dr. Alan Forrester, who's brought in to pick up the pieces when young Jenny Kramer remains emotionally traumatized in the aftermath of her assault. All Is Not Forgotten takes a serious look at real memory science, but it is also a dark and twisty tale of psychological suspense. And if you haven't had enough of Dr. Forrester after reading All Is Not Forgotten, you can catch up with him 3 years later in Hold Your Breath, my Audible original novella. In Hold Your Breath, Dr. Forrester treats a patient seeking to recover her memory of what might have been an attempt on her life by a serial killer. My next book is called Emma in the Night. This is the story of Cass Tanner, one of 2 teenage sisters who returns after disappearing 3 years before. She tells us where she's been all this time and pleads with the FBI to find and rescue her sister Emma. But forensic psychologist Dr. Abby Winter begins to notice that the story isn't adding up, and that there are some very disturbing secrets within the Tanner family, especially with the girl's mother. Emma in the Night is a deep dive into narcissistic personality disorder and has the twistiest ending of all of my books. And next we have The Night Before. This is the story of a date gone wrong. Using a split time frame and dual narration, you get to follow Laura Lochner hour by hour on her date with a man she's met on the internet, and also her sister the next morning as she begins a desperate search for Laura, who doesn't come home. The Night Before was written to be a real page-turner, but it also turns the damsel in distress theme on its head, because as it turns out, Laura has a dark and possibly violent past that makes her sister wonder if Laura might have done something to this man and not the other way around. And that brings us to my latest thriller, Don't Look for Me. This is the story of Molly Clark, wife and mother who goes missing one night in a small town far from home. While everyone soon comes to believe that she's walked away from her life, her daughter Nicole gets a new lead that brings her back to search for her mother at all cost. Again, using a dual narration, you are with Molly every moment of her disappearance, and also with Nicole as she gets closer and closer to finding her mother, but also to finding herself in danger as well. Thanks everybody, happy holidays and happy reading.